see her. Now she will pick up a felony because probably a few felonies with that. But in the future, I don't see most dudes coming up and disrespecting her or making her feel disrespected, knowing her record. You know what I'm saying? Like we not dumb. Y'all seniors in high school. If y'all know somebody to beat 10 people ass, you're not gonna be like, hey, we gonna disrespect them.
$60,
You know, you get away with this. That's why it's always a shock when somebody all of a sudden find a problem with that. You know, like somebody getting bullied and they just take it all the time. And then when they finally fed up, it's a shock to everybody that this person is so tired of being bullied. I think tee off on them the first time. First time you get disrespected, just tee off on them. I bet you they won't disrespect you again. Just like, hey, you had to learn your lesson. It is what it is. Today's the Founders Day. I know the last time y'all was in, I think last time y'all was in here when Mr. Downey came in, it was the Founders Day. Today is might be running Miss Burns. Did you see Miss Burns when we was in there? So how y'all all going? Talk about I'm missing a student. I was like, I told her.
Because they was winning first again. Because I was telling her, because my coach is right there. You know, like, I'm actually got that. And I don't got time for that, bro. I'm really just playing time. And I'm playing live.
How y'all root for all? They should have won, but it was part of the thing working against them. I ain't gonna lie, I was there when I walked up. It was part of the thing working against them. First of all, he fouled out. You know, he fouled out. You know, he fouled out, which
on the foul that she
that your fifth foul, all of your fouls was fouls that you earned, except for your fifth. Your fifth one was your fifth foul was a bad call. If anything, that foul should have been on Brandon. You know, they gave it to you, but that should have definitely been on Brandon. The other thing was, they definitely, there was one ref who definitely made the game. His call was just a little bit off. And he was the one white ref. You know, like his calls were, they were, and I noticed it in both the freshman and JV games. Now we're talking about two different sets of referees. The freshman and JV games, they let them play. And y'all know when we say let them play means they're not calling a bunch of fouls. They let them play, and there was some, especially in the JV game, there was some outright blatant fouls that were like, are we gonna let this slide? Like, fam, he's bleeding. Right. But no call. You know, yeah, like they had to clean up blood off a couple people's uniforms. That's how crazy it was. So getting to the varsity game, even though they were massively losing in the hype game, like hell, they had 3 players at least 6-5-0. Like, so they were losing in the hype game, but who was killing them in the speed game? You can have all the height you want. If you can't keep up with the person you guard, you're gonna kill them. We have very poor shot selection, where I think that we force some shots that we don't need to force, and we take a lot of bad threes. A lot of bad threes. There was a lot of 3-point shots that I'm just like, man, we didn't need that there. Yeah, if you hit it, cool, but there was some 3-point shots that went up and was like, man, that is not your range. You don't need to be shooting like this. We really killed them on the and ones, but we missed a lot of free throws. A lot of free throws. Like, if we would have hit all of our free throws, we'd have beaten them by like 15. Yeah. Like we'd have beaten them by 15.
I don't understand how you missing y'all free throws and I watch y'all practice on this stuff like
The game time free throws are different than practice free throws. That's why when I was in high school, my coach made us shoot 100 apiece. My coach made us shoot 100 apiece. And he had consequences. Here's the consequence. If you miss 5, here's your consequence. 10, 15, 20, 25. To the point, if you miss 20 free throws, your next game, if you were a starter, you weren't starting the next game. And this was, you talk about this is every day in practice. Every day in practice, that's how we finished. You couldn't leave the court and go to the locker room until you had your 100. We had 6 hoops. So it was like, hey, and Coach say, all right. And so he said, all right, you got 6 hoops. You better get your ball and you better get to the line first if you want to get to the locker room. Because the one thing that sucked the most, being the last person out there on each hoop, last person out there hoping some JV player or somebody stick out there to rebound your free throws. Other than that, you got to shoot 100 free throws and you got to rebound them by yourself. And coach be sitting at half court. I mean, yeah. And you go up there, okay. And the messed up thing, you really couldn't lie because he was recording practice. You got that. I made all 100. He gonna go right there. He gonna watch. Now you gotta roll out. Now you getting suicides, and we all had to hit suicides for somebody was going. Hey, you ever been jump up like 40 people? Have I been jumped by 40 people? Nah, fam. I think I jump on first. I was gonna say if I get jumped by 40 people, it's gonna be somebody dead. At this moment, the Glock is coming out, and somebody's going with me. Somebody's going to the upper room. Hey, Jamira, she got the hair done. She got the bundles in. I see you. Is that you? That ain't Malaysian 100. Brazilian 220. Honey brown. That's not that. That's you for real? Prove it. Let's see it come out your scalp. Take that little beanie off your head. Let me see it. I don't want to get around this part. There'll be some clips. Hey, look, hold on. All I gotta do is do the field.
You want to feel it?
Watch me feel. No, she's straight up. She's straight 100. She's like elementary school. She was straight up. Oh, that's her scalp. That's her head. Look at you. She's your Instagram model, y'all.
You got a sister?
You talking about you got a sister?
Rihanna ain't your sister?
No, I'm just saying.
Rihanna ain't your sister?
That's
She really fell for that. You probably know.
no, bro, I didn't fall for it. I didn't believe it. I was just asking for clarification.
No, it's this other girl
Rihanna
that's
who?
junior, and she like got a waves. Like
She likes to it's like bleach, it's like a block. Yeah, that's not just
Now, do you get your hair yourself? So what's your plan after you leave here? Because you leave like this week, right? That's it.
Work all next week.
Huh?
That's my work all next week.
You know, that's a whole new life out there. Whole new life. I better not see you nowhere you better not supposed to be. I'm gonna tell y'all what literally messed up my week. I ain't gonna say messed up my week. Last Thursday, I went to my favorite bar where me and your auntie. Your auntie was there. She talking to me, and I'm sitting there like, man, blah blah blah. And somebody come up and caress my shoulder. You know how somebody come up and just touch your shoulder, and she did one of these. Hey, Grimes. Who was it? A former student. Literally, now I know I've been teaching a long time, but a former student I think she graduated in 2015, is now a waitress at my favorite bar. And my favorite bars, they don't, I'm not saying they dress scantily clad or anything like that, but they wear very tight outfits. So, don't worry about it, you can't go there. They wear very tight outfits, so I'm just like, so I'm just sitting there like, First of all, she was a stick figure in high school. Stick figure. Now, I don't know, in no way, shape, or form am I looking at a girl body in high school. But we know it's like you're a stick figure. Okay. But she stood out a little bit. So you got out and all. Okay, this is awkward. What can I get you to drink? You can leave me the hell alone, that's what you can do. I just, and your auntie was like, why you talk to her like that? I say, she know why I talk to her like that. She's like,
He said that about both of them.
so her auntie is one of my homegirls. Her auntie hang out with me at my favorite bar.
Y'all say.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard of that.
They both married.
Yeah, we both married, fam. Don't do that.
What that's
both
about?
married. Chill.
Like what? So are you saying that?
twin?
So hold on. Are you saying that I can't be friends with a female?
Hey, so I got a question. I got a serious question. These people call friends
What? So insecure people get upset with the idea that this nigga right here, you can't be friends with someone of the opposite sex.
What?
I'm a firm believer in this. When people start trying to limit who you can be friends with, that's an insecurity. I have no time for insecurity. If you got a red flag, that means you got something internally that you got to work out. That ain't on, like, when I met her auntie, I immediately was like, she was like, I'm married. I said, me too. After that, it was, neither one of these conversations is ever going to be at a point where disrespecting our spouses is going to be that. So we are like brother and sister. We talk work, we talk what we drink, and what we smoke. That's it. Cigars. Even though it's legal now, I'm not going to admit what y'all think I was going to
I feel
admit.
like it.
You can't get too much over.
Hmm?
Can't get too much over.
That's it. You know, with it being legal now, it's still it's still so I think most school districts are at the mindset that you can smoke weed, just don't come to school high. Which, you know, teachers been doing that. Like, if you think your teacher ain't getting high, right? They blow.
I'm like, some days I'm like, man,
some of us can't wait to get to
right
the
now,
car.
I'm behind the glass.
Some of us can't wait to get to the car. Like, as soon as we get in that mud, like, we gotta let us, because you know, not nervous. Like, for real. So, like, I've been in the game a long time. If it wasn't for that, I'd probably killed somebody years ago. Like, hey, shut the hell up. Shh, be quiet. You don't have any me anymore.
You go sleep on time.
Girls for sure won that game.
Y'all should have, but I didn't realize y'all had not won a game. I went to STL today and was like, what's that record? And
What you pointing at me for?
Now what's crazy is these are the same guys
Who?
who was clowning
I
the
never talk
basketball,
shit.
or clowning the football team.
That
These are the
nigga.
same dudes.
That
These are the
nigga.
same dudes that was clowning the football team.
I was not. Y'all got like 3 dudes that's like 6'5". 6'5".
But you know what the biggest problem with that is?
How you gonna make it?
McClure's biggest problem with 6'4", 6'5". This is the
They be
downside
slow enough
of playing
athletic,
at
or they be
small
earned.
school, Where
They don't use it.
Michael on defense got to be a forward. He got to be a forward when he's literally a guard in every level of the game. If he goes to college to play ball, he's a guard. So you take him out of learning what's going to be beneficial for him in the long run, because he got to learn how to play 3 and 4 versus 1 and 2. You know, so if I'm a high school coach and I realize my 3 best scorers on varsity are all my post players. My 3, 4, and 5, my forwards and center are my best. CJ, Brandon, and Mike. They're the biggest players.
You know John Wood?
Yeah. They're the biggest players on the court.
Yeah.
So that part. So they're the biggest players. They're the tallest players on the court. So on defense, they gotta play in the post. But these your guards.
I mean,
So I would then say, you know what? A lot of people don't overlook, because in the NBA now all we see is 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot, 7'1", and say that's what a center looks like. When I was growing up in the Michael Jordan era, in the 90s, the Phoenix Suns, who gave the Bulls hell. We talk about Charles Barkley, Kevin Johnson. The Phoenix Suns had a 6'9" center. He's 6'9", going up against 7-footers. But he was also 6'9", 295 pounds. You thought he'd have been like somebody's offensive tackle. So he could body somebody out because they might be tall and slender, but if you got to try to move somebody that's 300 pounds, that you might have think about how often you might think you're gonna pick up fouls, because what happens with somebody, if I get the rebound, if I get the rebound and let's say
Over the back.
I'm trying to go back up, I'm 7 foot. I'm 7 foot and you 6'9". What I'm gonna do automatically? You try to go up, follow me. So I'm getting the big man in foul trouble. So I understand completely why coach would say, you know what? I want you on the squad because you could go out there, you strong. Ain't nobody just gonna box you out. You a big dude. They gonna have hell trying to box you out. You can go up there and get powerful rebounds and dish the ball to the ball handler. And then now they create a mismatch because if they get a guard, like if Mike can say, you know what? You play the 4 now, we're gonna push everybody up, or you play the 5, we're gonna push everybody up. He can go out there and say somebody DeMarian height, he can guard him. That's a whole different game if the guard that he gotta go against is now 5'7", and you got Mike at almost 6 foot guarding. Now my passing lanes is in trouble because I can't see. That change, it's a change in the game based on height. When I was in high school, we played Larry Hughes and Justin Taylor. Now that's a CBC squad that won state, beat Vashon. But they struggled against DeSmet because DeSmet had a 6'9" and a 6'11" on the same team. So they were faster. They could beat everybody else because they were faster. So they were playing a bunch of white kids who wasn't as fast as them, and they could run the court. But now you got a 6'9" and a 6'11", who the coach is telling them, don't worry about if they can get the fast breaks. You get down there and set up your defense. You get up down there and set your defense. If their biggest player is 6'6", him getting in the lane, you got a 6'9" and 6'11", that's tough to get through. Think about it, you get past the 6'9", you still got a 6'11" dude that's right in front of your basket. It's tough to stop. The Smith beat CBC twice that year. But they couldn't stop nobody else. Hell. See, the fact that CBC ran like Vashon, when Vashon finally played the smack, they was like, hey, CBC had 2 fast players in Larry Hughes and Justin Taylor. Vashon's whole squad was fast. They had 5 players out there running times that was killing everybody. So, of course, I can stop maybe 2. Oh. For what? Yeah, that's fine. But that's why I understand why coach would answer that. You're strong. I think unfortunately for you, what would be better in your aspect in your journey is to continue to wrestle, because football is so big for you. But y'all consistently gonna struggle because one, y'all don't play team basketball. Y'all play team.
They don't need you.
Y'all play.
Nigga,
Who got the ball?
Y'all trying to be
And
like
y'all don't have a
LeBron.
bench.
Ain't nobody trying to be no.
Y'all don't have a bench. Like when y'all have to start subbing in folks, y'all struggle. Y'all lose everything. That's why you, CJ, and Brandon, y'all literally got to play defense without y'all hands. Y'all got to play defense without y'all hands. Because the moment y'all get in foul trouble, that changes the game dynamically if you take one of y'all off the court. That changes the game dynamically. I literally watched y'all. But why you not out there?
Because I wrestle.
Bro, you can't, man, no.
He sucked.
Nigga, go.
He sucked, man. He's gonna read.
And look, and like,
Talk to the basketball coach. He said,
He's
"Come on."
already getting trouble on the rebounds while we up. Then I fouled out. Oh man. They started getting empty rebounds.
bro, was John getting was he effective?
Let's jump.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I went and talked to the coach. He had
I'm gonna tell you right now, John probably would have been effective. I didn't see John play,
John probably, there's some, we have, and it's not just McClure, it's a lot of black kids. Black kids have the, I don't like to lose, I quit. And that's because you've been told all your life that you're great and you're so good that you don't know what it's like for the adversity of losing. They get in the car and they mama or they daddy or they uncle and they telling you it's the coach's fault. It's not the coach, it's you. You suck. And let's be real, you suck. And the fact that and I looked at all the games. I went and looked at all of the scores from the games. The games where y'all lost, there was at least 3 or 4 games where y'all done lost by like 2 or 3 points. That is literally free throws. I guarantee if I go in here and pull up y'all stats, y'all probably shoot 30 or 40% from the free throw line. And that's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Y'all shoot threes, don't nobody crack. I literally watched this, I almost said it on the mic, because the mic was sitting right here. Somebody shot a 3-pointer and everybody was dropping back as if y'all knew for a fact it was good. And so y'all gave up. It's one thing to be out hyped and, but one shot opportunities. Think about how many of those 3-pointers were one shot opportunities where y'all shot it missed, they got the rebound, and they beat y'all in transition. Like, it's one thing to be like, all right, if we ain't gonna rebound, at least get back on defense. There's more. Do y'all ever look at film of y'allself? Like, y'all as a team, that game Saturday, y'all should be looking at the film. Count how many free throws y'all missed. Count how many times nobody crashed the boards versus complaints. Because people want to complain, oh man, they took me out, oh man, this and no, let's do it. Count how many times you blew it. And then, some of y'all, like, John might have been that. Some of y'all real cancers to the team and don't realize it. Cause y'all get to, man, this man, that, for what? He was like, we 0-15, like, man, we all losers.
Bro, he told me, he said, he was like, man, that shit be coming too much. He was like, bro, he's like, me and Brandon get blamed for everything, every game. Like, he the reason we lost. I'm like, shit, you are. No, I ain't gonna say that, but I'm saying is that, like, if bro, if you was here, if you was captain, all the bad guys gonna come up. Just because. And we don't like,
And Brandon told John.
but Brandon came from football.
I asked him what did he do in football. He told me he was one of the reasons why they won.
No, your season was over, wasn't it? So John, he was like, because I came out the restaurant. I was doing y'all and the last one. I told him, I was like, man, you shot the next day. I was like, man, you should be first. He was like, oh, my ankle hurt. I'm like, my kneecap, I thought I was not playing the rest of the 20 days. And I was still straight.
Like Brandon told him himself that he was soft. Like Brandon was like, I don't care if we get on bad blood or anything, but you quit over words, you talk for the first time.
That's y'all trouble, bro.
I was that's what JR said.
That's y'all
I'm not going to
I don't know if y'all seen that video of Jamal Williams. When he said he was like, everybody dogs when they get tired. When you tired, they so good.
You're real dog, no. That's why you know.
Bro,
Actually, think it came around hood.
no, you're not a dog because
He shook his head.
Don't ask me.
First of all, you can't run for 20 minutes straight. I can't.
No,
you can't.
somebody said you get tired in 3 minutes.
I do.
No,
I
stop,
come in
shut
first
up,
every
shut
time. I
up,
left
shut
it.
up, shut up, shut up. All right. First of all, can't run for 20 minutes straight. Second, you get tired of your matches, but you can never be the first one that condition. That's a fucking problem.
Yeah, John would have been affected because he would have been an extra tall body.
But when you get somebody like that, I wonder how often basketball and football in this day, in the 2020s, is a year-round sport. Year-round. Football. The fact that if I really want to win, if my players are not playing a sport right now, you're in the gym working with me. And we're not just working on your strength and conditioning. We are learning playbook. We're expanding playbook. We're learning as a unit to where I can say, you know what? Today is offense. If you're an offensive player, show up. We're watching film. Not just film of us, film of our upcoming opponents. We know who we play next year because our schedules are set 2 or 3 years at a time. So we know who we play. Figure out what beat us. Like when we saw, go back to the first game of the season, Cardinal Ritter. The very first, the way we kicked off the season was with them opening kickoff, they returned it to the house. That means obviously we have an issue with keeping our lanes and spread. So if I know for a fact that Cardinal Ritter is going to set a wedge here, I'm prepared for that. But I also know that wedge can go either direction, so I'm prepared for that. Instead of me as a coach keeping it all here, I'm working with my team throughout the year. When I was in high school at the Smith, now I know it's a private school, so it's different rules apply. But when I was in high school, if you played football, you had to take weight training as a class.
I gotta take weight training for sure.
We had to take weight training. It was on our schedule. We had weight training every year we played football. Weight training also took so if I took weight training, that means I can't take something silly like basketball. Like it took the place of my normal PE class. So when everybody else was playing basketball and PE or something like that, we in weight training. But weight training wasn't just in there hitting barbells and squats and stuff every day. It was literally film. It was film. It was implementing playbooks. So that way, if I know for a fact I got you for an hour every day, 5 days a week, and everybody from freshman to varsity has to take my class. Everybody that's in here in weight training specifically plays football for the most part. For the non-football students, y'all going in there and your workout is on the board. But everybody else, majority of us in here play football. The plays are on the board. We're learning plays. So think about it. That's an hour in the daytime where I'm learning, right? No matter whether I had it first period or last period, I'm learning. I'm walking through it, right? Learning, walking through it, whatever. So when we put pads on at 3 o'clock, think about how often, I see it all the time when I'm leaving McClure and I go to practice and I'm driving past football practice. How many times the first team is on the field and you got 50 people standing on the sideline playing. They're not paying attention, they playing. They keep in, they talking about stuff that don't matter. They on the sideline because they not first team. Then they piss down their pants when you put them in, right? My coaches felt I can get everybody in class. I got your attention in class. When you go out here, I don't care who I call. And we change. My coach will do, today you second team. And I know Monty start, but today you second team. And I'm gonna call Cam today first team. I call Cam today first team. Cam been in class just like Monty has. Cam know what to do. I don't care what position Cam normally play. But I'm gonna call Cam in there because Cam might be better for this formation. Why do you think when you see with college football, you got 22 and 23 people who start at different positions and formations? That's why you can run a 3-3-5, a 4-3, and a 4-4 all at the same time and be like, all right, 4-4 package out there. But that fourth linebacker that come out there knows what he's supposed to do. If I got to switch because this team is throwing the ball like crazy and I switch to a 3-3-5, that extra corner and that extra safety know what to do, whether they start out every day or not. We get caught up on, I'm the starter. I would look at, based on the starting lineup we have, I would have multiple starting lineups. I would look at a team and be like, this team is 5 white boys and they look slow to me. I'm going small and speed. So I put JR, Russell, not Russell, what's his name? Randall. I put all of them on the court. You're going to have to foul me because you can't keep up with me. and we do 5 out all the time and figure out who going into the lane and we gonna pick up fouls. We gonna win them. We gonna win them. But that's if I was a good free throw shooting team, I would go with that. Then now I can use you, Brandon, and CJ in a different method. No different. If John was still there, I could run 1 low and 4 high. Then I could run a 4 low and 1 high offense. The fact that you and CJ on the outside, Brandon and John on the inside, would have made a killing. John, whether he scored or not, that's a rebounder. Y'all got outside game as well as inside game. Brandon is strong and powerful on the post. We could have run that, and DeMario wouldn't have been able to get y'all the ball. You get what I'm saying? But we don't have multiple sets. We just say, hey, the 5 we normally run, and y'all run everything. Then you wonder why you got JV players coming up and they don't know what to do when they get the game. You can tell Randall don't really practice with y'all. I saw that Saturday. I'm like, he don't know what the hell he's supposed to be doing out there. And you can tell the JV bench players don't know what's going on. Thurston came out there and the coach yelled at Thurston every play. That means Thurston either do one or two things. Don't pay attention to practice or you don't use them enough. You have them run the scout team thinking that they're paying attention to what we're doing as starters. No, they're paying attention on what the other team does. That's the problem with scout team. You got a scout team in football and they learn the plays of the other school. Well, guess what? It doesn't help if you gotta finally bring them up because you can talk them everything that we going against. You know, so
they will be using Randall for like with the other teams they don't really use them.
I can tell you ain't gotta tell me. I can tell because Randall got out there and Randall was like, and they hesitant to take shots. Why they hesitant to take shots? Because they probably told this they don't get enough time on the court with y'all to know when it's appropriate for them to shoot. And I ain't gonna lie, you, Brandon, and CJ, if the ball ain't in y'all hands, y'all got attitude. I watched y'all.
I mean, if it's in Brandon and CJ hands, I'm okay with that. And points the more y'all do, but everybody else.
Which is horrible because y'all 0-14 together.
God, man.
Hey, that's why you should stick to wrestling.
They did all that noise. You missed.
That's how you make it.
Nah, you can't even say nothing. Don't say nothing.
Missed the whole grass.
I really do.
Nah.
Stand up in there.
I'm saying.
Oh, but I think I said wish Colonel Gray happy Founders Day. Today is the Founders Day for the men of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
With that base. Name base.
Supposed to. That's a football line. A football line.